Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And today is a fabulous hump day. So we are in for a great sketch with a great couple of cards. Thank you for joining me today in my studio. For some odd reason, I cannot get my camera really focused in, but hey, we're going to go with it. Now, as you guys all know, I lost my friend, my stamping friend, Robin Messenheimer, and I like to give a nice salute to her for just these great sketches that she has produced throughout her years. So I am going to honor her every time I find a sketch that I like and that I share with you. So today, the measurements are all on this paper. It'll be on my blog afterwards, so please feel free to go download that, the sketch, to see the cards, and to watch the video again if you need to. Remember that on my website or on my Facebook that you can go there and find the cards that I make and the video, and you can put a copy of the cards you make down below in the comments. On my YouTube, just subscribe. That's all I'm asking. So the first card we're going to be making is just a summer card. The paper is all current, but the stamps are all retired. And I just really needed a nice little summer card because I just think that going out, sitting on the beach is one of the best things you can do. This is our second card. I'll go over that in a minute. So the cards, or the stamps, retired stamps and dies we are using is a color and contour. Love this stamp. It has the best scallop at the bottom, and I love all the flowers. These are all the flowers that are on it. And I really think this is great. And again, the scallop contours are one of the best. Then we also have, and that was a bundle. This was a bundle. It's called Colorful Seasons. And this is where I got the chair from. Oh, you know, it had scallops and I didn't even notice it. Oh, wow. Maybe I did use, no, I used them from the other one. Wow, that's a mind popper right on video. But anyway, this is what I used the chair from. And then Life is a Beautiful Thing and Just Breathe. So that's what we are using today to create this card. So I've already die cut all the chairs. Love the chairs. Makes me feel like I'm out on the ocean in the water. So I have everything. I've already die cut my my scallops. I did this on the wrong side. Oops. So I just turned it over because again, when we stamp on both sides if we make a mistake. So I am just going to bring in the silicone pad. Oops. And add my adhesive. And no, I did not do it so a friend could take it off this time. You know, sometimes I just forget. My hands are blue because my chickens are beating up on each other. And I have a friend of mine who is a real chicken person. Love her. And she said, go get some dye, some food dye, and use either blue or green. So I did. I went and I got my dye and I used blue on the top of its head so then it wouldn't lose any more of its feathers. Now you can see that I also, when I die cut the center of my cardstock because these are going to go one on the other with this on top, and you're not ever going to see that. That's one way to use up more of your or more of your cardstock, and also with your DSP if you do that. So I'm just adhering the layers. This is Azure Afternoon. This is Melon Mambo. And this last one is Granny Apple Green. So that's what I'm doing to put the card together. And it just reminds me of those beautiful either plastic or wood chairs that just have a fun color to them. I made this about 1/8 of an inch, just like what Robin had to say. And I just thought it was just such a good thing. I love her sketches. And what a great day. Yes, you are seeing me because my surgery got changed. I got bit by a cat last week, and they wouldn't do my knee surgery. So I had to wait 2 weeks, and everybody who calls me from the doctor's office says, "You are so lucky you got in again." So I feel very blessed. And now, I hope you can see, now I'm just putting on the scallops. And what I did was that I just put a little bit of room at the bottom. Made sure that I stamped before I put this on. And now all I'm going to do is add on the beach chairs. Now what I tried to do with the beach chairs is that I glued them on the bottom, but I just adhered them right to this line in the back, and then I just let them hang over top. And these are not, I did not adhere these down at all. When I put them on, I put them so the armchair was hanging out the side. And I did the green one first, and then the blue, hopefully getting them straight by using that top. And then I added the Mambo. All right, so that's how I did that. And again, for some of you that do not like liquid glue, I just use liquid glue. And again, you only need a little bit. And it is not wanting to come out today. There we go. And it's okay if you want this to set aside for a little bit, and you can add it on. Most of the time you like the glue to be kind of a very opaque color. And a little bit goes a long ways. And so I just found the top and I just measured in. And that's how I did it. And this will take you the longest time. And it's also long because the die cut will take just a little bit of time. But once you cut everything, you'll have to just use a scratch piece for the Azure Afternoon, this one that I'm doing right now, because you can't have a hole here unless you want to put something on the other side. Come on. Most of the time this glue pours out like crazy. Okay, and I see I have a couple of these little dots that didn't come out. There we go. And put it back over here. There we go. And we got our last one. And you see that I got some spots in my cardstock that it ripped a little bit. It ripped when I was taking it out from the die cut. And I don't know why the green one came out well and the Mambo did not. Got another one that ripped down here. Okay. Now you may want to add a few little gems, rhinestones, accessories. I just thought that this was fabulous just as it was. It's like I'm sitting across with my 3 good friends. My besties. And the card's complete. And that's our first card. And all I did was cut a piece of the Granny Apple Green because I already had the Melon Mambo and the Azure Blue or Azure Afternoon already stamped on this. So I just wanted to make sure I added the 3rd color. So that is our first card with Scallops. Woo! All right, our next card then, I just decided to go a little bit wild on that. And what I used was the 2003-2005 in color jute trim. Then I used the Wildflower designs, and I didn't show you the inside. And the Wildflower just came from the flower down at the bottom. The cardstock is from our beautiful Wildly Flower DSP. Has a whole bunch of these different colors in them. And this is our 2003-2005 in color. And it is wild wheat. And I am not a wild wheat fan, but I just decided I needed to use some of my cardstock up. So I just put down, sometimes there are no words, which I believe when you lose someone that happens. The border, because I don't have anything scallop, and I couldn't find anything scallop, I use this. So it's kind of a very wildly scallop, but it's something that's in right now. I used our Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels, and then on the Unbound Love, I used With Sympathy on the inside. This is Moody Mauve, then I have some early Expresso, Wild Wheat, and then our Wildly Flowering DSP. So that's what that looks like. All right, so we're going to get ourselves started. Oh, one last thing. The Heartfelt Hexagon punch I used on the front. And where's my card? I want to make sure that I put it up here so you can stay with me and stamp with me. And always get a chance to look at it. So I have everything stamped on this. And I stamped and then I stamped off on the side. And that will go on the inside of our card. Sometimes when I create, I don't always score. All right, score, but I don't always crease it. So I gave it a good crease. I have everything all over my stamp room because of this surgery. So I'm trying to just get everything done. So again, it's next Thursday. Whoa! Seems like it's coming fast again. And I don't know how excited I am. So anyway, here is our Expresso. And it's our first layer on. And then we have our next layer. And I really like layering. I think that it looks beautiful. And you know, I don't like how this is not catching. And I didn't add as many layers on this one. I wanted to have this wild wheat show. And I already have this on the back because it takes forever. And all I did was wrap the jute around 3 times. And so that gave me just a little bit of an opening there. And then now I am going to try to get all these off. Doesn't always work. Come on. But it is one quick way to do so. And I put the dimensionals on the ends of the jute to stay. I also have, whoops, I also have some adhesive down there so it'll stay, I hope. There we go. So we got that down. So what I did is that I just put this a little bit to the side, and I just wanted to come up a little bit just to have a little showing at the top and at the bottom. I did this 3 times too, and I have a glue dot, and I may use 2 glue dots on this. And I'm going to save that so I can get this on first. Of course, I forget that. And what I did on this one is that I wanted to give it a little bit of room to show off some of that beautiful wild wheat. And I just put a piece of foam adhesive on the back of this, so you can see the piece was pretty big. And I want to make sure that this just comes out, and it's just around, kind of giving it a little bit of a hug. All right, so that's how I created that part. And again, this is from the Heartfelt Hexagon punch. And then the words just kind of state it all. Boy, I've had friends who are losing people like crazy. It makes me very sad. But I know that we're aging, and that happens. So now I'm just getting out our iridescent pearls. And I have 5 pearls. And so, I always do that. I want to put one at the top. Aha, that one came right off. And then one at the bottom. I wanted to put one right over here, again, to make just a weird type of a triangle. I'm just going to add one right over here at the side, and then I wanted to add one right between the scallops. Now, some ask, why didn't you use the gummy part of your top when it went on the side? There is some, what do you kind of a real lightweight window sheet or acetate. And when it gets stuck on the white, this ends up being a cardboard or a cardstock. And so if you use your little gummy part of the pick tool, take your pick, and put it out here, sometimes the glue dot gets stuck on the side. So then if you pick it up with the pokey part of your tool, then you won't lose the adhesive part of your pearl. All right, so those are your tricks for today. And hi, Kathy. Diane, thank you for being here. I love you guys. You make my day all the time. So there we go. We got that. And I'm here again next week, and then Thursday it's surgery, so you'll have nothing but recording going on. So thank you so very much for joining me. Take care, you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.